Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing fantastic wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have so much exciting content coming this year, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to make sure that you're in the loop, make sure that you like, comment, and you're subscribed. You've got the notification bell turned on, so you're always in the loop that we've got things coming. We've got new series, giveaways, you name it. We want to make sure that you're always in the loop so you're up to date with the content. But without further ado, let's get into this episode, because in this episode, I'm going to be diving deep into the mentality of asking this question alone. See, we get asked this a lot, guys. Is it too late to start learning how to trade Forex? Well, think about that question, where that comes from. It comes from the feeling of that you might have missed the boat, so you may as well just not do anything. Well, let's address that. What about YouTube channels? How many people ask that? Mark, is it too late to start a YouTube channel? Mark, is it too late to learn how to start investing in cryptocurrency? Is it too late to start investing in property? Is it too late to start buying cannabis stocks? Whatever it may be, people are always asking this question, is it too late? Well, the reality of the situation is, guys, is that time just goes by anyway. So it's more dangerous for you to not participate. Whoever won the championships by just being in the stands? No one, because you're not even involved. It's more important that you get that direct feedback from the market. When's the best time to learn? When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Today. So it's about that mentality of always waiting and thinking, well, when's the best time? There is no best time. The best time is to just take action. It's more detrimental to you and all areas of your life by not taking action and you not being involved at all. I mean, think about it just from a monetary point of view. Let's say, for example, you've got £10,000 sitting in your bank account, or £1,000, whatever it may be. What's more detrimental? You keeping that money in the bank, simple inflation, printing more money, it's not worth as much, cost of goods are going up, you're losing money by just leaving it in the bank. It's not useful, it's not doing anything, so invest it and do something with it. So standing still, when you're just standing still and being stagnant, that is the worst position that you can be in. If you're not participating, you're not getting involved, you're not learning any lessons. Life is about taking action. Life is about getting involved, about making mistakes, error after error, and actually learning something. Sitting on the sidelines does nothing for you. It's more important with experience. I mean, think about it like this. Let's say you've got two people, both got £1,000 each, and they want to learn how to trade, and they've got £1,000 to invest in their trading account. One person goes, yeah, well, let's do it. You know, I've got to take action. Let me get involved. They do that over a year. Someone else on the sideline sits there looking through the window thinking, yeah, I want to get involved, but I'm not too sure. And then the first person spends the whole year learning how to trade, trial and error, might even lose £300-400 over the year. Let's say they even lost a whole $1,000 over the year of invested money. Who is better off? The person who actually got involved in the first place, and let me know in the comments, the person who got involved in the first place and actually lost $1,000, or the person who just sat on the sidelines, didn't do nothing, but they've still got their money, they've not lost anything technically. Some people might think the second person, the person who didn't take anything, because they think, well, luckily he didn't get involved because they've still got their money and, you know, that person's lost the money. The reality of the situation is the level of experience and growth that the person made who actually got involved will pay 10 times, 100 times more dividends than not doing nothing at all. You can either be a participator or a spectator. And ask yourself that question in multiple areas of life. Do you feel like a participator? Let me know in the comments, do you feel like a participator, or are you just spectating in other areas of life and just procrastinating? You know, I get this sometimes with books. Some people, they set all of these big book goals to read book after book after book after book, and it's different. If you're reading for leisure, that might be one area. If you're reading for personal growth and there's a deep intention behind it, perfect. But if you're reading for the sake of reading because you just want to show that you're reading loads of books, procrastination. You know, I'm here to be honest with you and give you the truth. I want you to come to this channel because you've got practical tips and advice from my experience of what I've built and seen and observed thousands and thousands of people. The majority of the time it's a high level of procrastination. And sometimes that's hard to hear because you might be thinking, well, no, I just love reading, but the reality of the situation, I want to bring as many people out of the fantasy land of just flirting with the idea of being successful and getting you to think about taking action on anything that you're doing. If you're reading a book, for example, how are you learning from that book and how does that apply to your life, and how are you then going and taking action? Nothing wrong with reading. Reading is one of the most important things that we can do. But the intention behind why you're reading is more important, and the mentality you're possessing. So for example, when I read a book, I'm looking at a book and I'm thinking about, right, when I'm reading something, I'm visualizing and taking part as to how can that trigger into my life? How can I apply that? I'm not reading and going, yeah, that sounds good. That's all well and good. Oh, that was a really great book. On to the next one, because you're just reading for the sake of reading. So understand why you're doing what you're doing. You know, if knowledge was the most powerful thing, librarians would be the richest. I've met a lot of people in my time, they've read every book under the sun, yet they've still not built any wealth and success. It's not about that. There's a fine line between that. And I want you to come to this channel because you can go away and think about, hold on a minute. Am I just spectating and just feeling good and going through the motions? Or am I actually taking action? Is what I'm reading or learning right now useful? And am I utilizing it to the best of my ability? So it addresses those whole things, but without going off on a tangent, guys, is it too late to start learning how to trade Forex? Definitely not. It's one of the best times into the market, especially with everything that's available right now. You know, before, years ago, you couldn't access funds. So let me just paint the picture for you. So when I first started learning how to trade, there wasn't these funding pools where you could just learn a strategy, do really well, and then suddenly just access 100K and then start changing your life. It's so much easier to be able to quit your job. It's so much easier. The pathway is all laid out for you. So this is the best time to learn how to trade. And even more so, it's a better time because look at what's going on. Things are changing, things are shifting around the world. Isn't this a time to take back the leverage, take back control of your future, where you have something where you can work from anywhere in the world if you put the work in and have the whole pathway? And not even that, you don't even have to worry about getting your own money anymore because you can use other people's money to leverage it. So this is the best time to learn how to trade. So just to address that question and understand the mentality, very, very important. And what we found at Falcon, last year, for this year, guys, is that what happened? Pandemic, Corona. And we looked at the market, and then I sat there and thought about, when anybody looks for something, they're thinking, oh, is it too late to start this or do that? What would you want to be looking for? You'd want to be looking for something that's steady, that stands the test of time. So let's say you want to look at investing in property. What would you look at? Has property been a good investment over the last 20 years? Yes. Are there ways to lose money in property? Of course, if you don't know what you're doing. So permitting that you know what you're doing, you have a strategy, you got an exit plan, exit, etc., entry plan, exit plan, and you know what you're doing, you have everything in place, and you know how to buy and sell your land, you know the legal side of it, what you're looking to do. Are you looking to just hold or rent things out? Are you looking for commercial units? Whatever it may be, if you look at property as a whole in all areas, has it been a good investment? Yes, for so many people. People have made hundreds of millions. Has it stood the test of time? Yes, it has. I'm involved in property myself, so I know the game, but it stood the test of time for so many years. So when you look at something, I'm looking, has it stood the test of time? Well, what did 2020 teach us at Falcon? Well, we looked at Corona, we looked at the pandemic, we looked at the chart, we looked at the price action. Was anything different? No, nothing changed. A little bit of volatility, of course. Well, that happens with Brexit, happens with Fed announcements, happens with you name it, any news announcement that we can list, right, in Forex Factory or whatever you want to look for, there's volatility. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the structure. So with the fact that we've launched Falcon Funding and we're going to have more students funded than ever before, we have the road to 7 figures, the road to 6 figures first, there's a pit stop on the way to road to 7 figures. You have something that stands the test of time, and that's what you should be looking for. So the question isn't just, is it too late for me to learn how to trade Forex? Of course not, it's never too late. The best time is right now to take action on your goals and your dreams. It's the best time even more so because 2020 just taught us a big valuable lesson that you need to take back the leverage, take back control, and be building assets and building skill sets that no one can take away from you. So it's even more imperative that you do something, whether it's Forex or something else, you need to be building the skills. It's too much of a risk for you to not to do that. And the second part of the question is, you want to be following a system that stands the test of time. Now, our students at Falcon would have seen that and experienced that. What an experience it has been for you. If you're part of the Falcon community and you've just seen that, think about that. The biggest curveball, and it really doesn't change the structure. What more confidence do you want as a trader as you scale up this year? That's what you want to be thinking about. So for those from the outside in asking those questions, honestly, one of the best times that you can learn how to trade. And more so, not even just the best times, it's one of the most important reasons as to why you should learn how to trade, because of what's been happening and the big wake-up call and the shift that is happening around the world right now. Do you want to just be sitting on your hands and doing nothing while another year goes by and you still haven't taken action? Are you going to be a participator or a spectator? as we said before in the past many, many times, no one wins the championship by just being in the stands. You have to get involved. Life is about taking action. Life is about experiences. It's about getting feedback from the market. It's about those errors that you make over and over again. It's about growth. You know, you have one opportunity to be on this planet. You're going to sit there spectating, looking through the window. You'll just be living with regret in the future. So this is one of the most important things to address as a mentality, because we don't just do this with wanting to learn how to trade Forex. We do it with all areas of our life, and we sit there and procrastinate and don't actually take action. And I want you to take action. I want you to be coming to this channel, and not because you like everything that I have to say. I want you to come to this channel and think, maybe this person's got a point. Maybe I have been spectating and I need to take action, not just in Forex now, but in other areas of my life as well. And that's going to serve you very, very well. So I hope this has given you more things to think about, thought-provoking, giving you some clarity as to why you should learn how to trade from a sustainability perspective, as well as, of course, the abundance of opportunity that we have in the market, even when the pandemic is not going anywhere. You know, it's all been there, so it's given us tremendous confidence moving forward as well as we scale up with the community. So very excited for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know any takeaways, any things that has, you know, brought up into your mind, or any particular questions on that matter. But I hope you're being safe and sensible this year, and you're really putting your time, energy, and focus into it. And for those of you looking to get involved from the outside point of view and asking questions about things like funding, etc., please don't think about that right now. I don't want you to focus on wanting to be funded now in Falcon. That's too early on. What I want you to think about is educating yourself, building the skill set, and getting yourself ready to be able to trade other capital. Not all of you will want to trade 7 figures. Not all of you will want to trade investor capital. You might have your own capital, but the pathway has never been smoother. It's never been clearer. And we are tremendously excited. As you can imagine, very enthusiastic for a big reason, because we put so much work into it, and I can't wait to see more and more lives change. Excited to launch more things on the channel this year as you see all of that manifest and all of that come into fruition. And just overall, big message to you all, make sure that we're really, really dialed in for the rest of the year, and I look forward to seeing you in next week's episode. Guys and girls, have an incredible end to your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.